The rental income is £600 per room per month and the estimated net income of 25 grand. This is for a long game. Be persistent, just chase your dreams, and when you do that, enjoy the journey. I was looking at the GDV this morning. It's 1.23 million with the net cash flow of about 76,000 per year if everything goes as we planned.
And we have time for just one more case. We're going to squeeze this one in. Another truly inspirational case, I'm sure you'll agree. So please put your hands together and help me welcome Karthik Bhat.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Right. So first thing first, it's my absolute pleasure and a privilege to stand here in this stage and be able to share my story with you all. If a part of you or your story relates to my story, which I'm going to share today, and if you are going to get inspired out of it, then it's my presentation is absolutely worth it. So that's my intention for the presentation. Let me start the presentation with a few statements. 10 months ago, I was just listening to this. Property market is going down, inflation is going up, interest rates are going up. Why are you investing in property? Oh, you are a doctor, right? What are you doing in a room full of property investors? Some of these thoughts were actually mine, and some of these were actually I heard from others. So, with show of hands in this room, how many of you would like to know, through my story, how property investing actually changed not only my life, but also my career? Thank you, guys. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Karthik Bhat, and I've been a doctor for over a decade now. I'm an immigrant. I came to this country in 2015 from India because I wanted to work in the NHS, because I believed in its core values of National Health Service. And I think till date, medical professionals all over the world still believe the value in the NHS, which is very unique in any healthcare part of the world. I qualified as a GP in 2019, and I thought it was a 9-to-5 job. I know some of you are smiling there. It was quite intense. It was 60 hours a week, and the job demanded it. And I quickly learned that with high income, high revenue that is generated through this job as a doctor, as a GP, it came with high cost, both personally as well as emotionally. But I didn't have anything to share or show as my assets. There was no savings at all. And that's quite a revelation as a newly qualified GP. Nobody taught me about investment or finances. And this has never been spoken in the entire medical career. We know how to treat, we know how to communicate, but nobody teaches you about investment or finances. I had zero experience in property investment before I came into Mastermind course. I had just one stream of income. I worked throughout the COVID. I did not take a single day of leave. I continued to see my patients face to face. And that was, being a vulnerable person myself, it was quite a health scare for me, because I used to see the patients with all the PPEs and then go home to my family quite scared what might happen to me and my family. So it was quite a scary moment. That was, again, quite a newly qualified GP when the COVID hit us. My question was, what will happen if this one stream of income stops? What will happen, even if we reduce the income by 50%, what will happen to me? What will happen to my family? So I thought things will be better, so I just brought it along. Post-COVID, we had the vaccination drive. The job was getting more and more intense, and it was draining on physical as well as emotional. It was quite a burden for myself as well as my family. What I really loved, what was a passion and a pleasure, what you trained all your life to be a doctor, quickly changed from a vocation to just a job. What actually, they say, the straw that broke camel's back. I requested for 3 weeks of annual leave because I had to travel to India to meet my elderly parents. And that was for a year, just 3 weeks of annual leave. And that was challenged. And I really felt quite dejected at that point of time. like I said, what I really loved and passionate about, I started disliking it. And my next of kin thought I was just overworked, or I was just getting burnt out. So I needed a flexibility of career. I wanted a stable income and a financial security for myself as well as my family. I didn't understand investing, so what most of us do in the free time, we Google things, we try to learn over the internet. I started doing something like trading stocks, Bitcoins, and I also even bought an off-plan studio apartment with all my cash savings I had till that point of time. So I quickly learned, with superficial knowledge, you make expensive mistakes. And this is where I thought, you can't learn medicine watching YouTube videos. You can't treat patients by just reading manuals. So you need to be in the room with people, those who have actually done it before and actually doing it. I stumbled across a book, Property Magic, in 2022 August, and loved the book, quickly learned about Simon Zutshi, and then my first event was Property Magic Live. You guys enjoyed Property Magic Live recently, yeah? So that was quite an emotional Property Magic Live for me, because it was very nostalgic how I attended just a year before. From Property Magic Live, I then wanted to attend a Mastermind Accelerator. That was in November 2022. It was a paradigm shift for me. So much so, I actually went in, changed my salary GP to become a business owner. So I became a GP partner. Moving along, obviously, once you come to Mastermind Accelerator, you are impressed. I came with my wife. So we, again, try to get all of our savings and put into the course Mastermind 32 to share the journey with you all. And absolutely, it's every penny is worth for me, and you will know why. My why is to build a financial fortress. Like I mentioned before, even if I'm out of this photo for some reason, I want those people, my family, to be still smiling. So that's to leave a legacy for my family, even if I'm not there. My secondary why is to retain the passion as a doctor. That's my wife on the photo. She's a hospital doctor, I'm a GP. And I really want to love what I trained for. And I believe property investment will give me or help me relinquish or retain that passion. What strategy did we deploy? So attending Mastermind throughout the year, the first step I did was to invest in myself with 100% commitment, nothing short of 100% commitment. Education, as you are aware, I attended every single workshop, however challenging, however difficult was it for me. I shared my journey with you all. I learned from each and every one of you, and attended regular coaching and mentoring. Raj Berry was my coach. We met every month, twice monthly, and my mentor was Billy Turif. I'm going to explain in a moment how these people helped me a lot. TTP, as Simon always says, trust the process. I just trust the process and copy it. In a posh way, you can say execute it, but yes, exactly this is what we did. Technology, we loved Property Filter. It does need that mention here, and leverage it. We built a social media. We are very shy as medical professionals. We don't want to tell everyone, but I learned from the course, go and tell everyone what you're doing. Ishania Properties on Facebook, Ishania Properties on Instagram. We built the social media from scratch. I didn't know what Power Team was all about. So built a power team from solicitors, mortgage brokers, sourcers, architects. We built it from scratch, and that helped us a lot. Our niche initially was single-let, and then quickly with the financial market changing, we changed it to multi-lets or HMOs. I particularly loved momentum investing, which means you buy a property, you force the appreciation of the property by refurbing, modernizing, adding space, gaining planning. You pull the equity and then use that momentum to go on acquiring another property. So that was our niche. My single-let case study, this was a 3-bed end terrace property we completed in January this year. It's fully let and managed. Seller was trying to offload portfolio. That's the background. He needed certainty of sale. The valuation came as £84,000. We purchased at £70,000, my first property below market value. And the total money, we put our money in again, which is 26,545, including stamp duty and legals. So the cash flow at the moment, we have got a net profit of about $2,500 a year with the ROI of 9.49%. And what I learned from this particular deal is it works. There is a proof of concept. So if you follow what you are learning in this course and execute it, it works. So that was a proof of concept for me. So we quickly moved on, but at the same time, when I'm saying my deals which I've gone through, I also want to share, which I've discussed in the past as well, deals which didn't work for me. So this was a 3-bed end terrace property, very unconventional, found it on Gumtree, was all excited, trying to use every strategy and niche Simon was teaching us. The seller was abroad, the sale was agreed, and searches was finalized. And we even got a mortgage offer with conditions because that property needed some certifications. When I approached the seller and said, we need these certifications, he ghosted me. Absolutely ghosted me. There was no signs. He wouldn't reply to emails or solicitors' emails or phone calls, and the deal falls through and have got a loss of about £1,000. So you don't learn from only your success, like Simon says. You also learn from your, I don't want to call it failure, it's a feedback. So we moved on. And this is my first project, Project Hartington. It's a 4-bed mid-terrace property with a purchase price of £93,000. We got it through a sourcer, and we paid the full market price. It needed a full back-to-brick refurb. I had no idea what back-to-brick refurb before I came to the course, but I learned it. I spoke to so many of you and really understood the concept. There was no stamp duty to pay because the house was in a dire state. We applied for planning permission for 7-bed HMO. We got the planning permission for this property to convert a 4 to 7-bed HMO. My challenge was it was 2 hours away drive from me, so every weekend I had to drive there, but then I realized I can't do it when the property is being refurbed. So we built a power team on the site, on the location. I even had so many of you to help me to get a project manager to run this project. So it's currently going through refurb. The refurb cost is about $105,000. Legals and finance comes to about $25,000. Bit expensive for my first deal, but the deal stacks up. So we finance it through a private investor. The tentative plan for completion is December 2023. So far, it is following the structure of works. So hopefully, yes, we will be able to complete it in December. The GDV is about £350,000 with all money out, and a profit chunk of about $34,000 we'll be able to pull out from the deal. The rental income comparables, $560 per room per month, with the estimated income of about $23,000 is from this particular project. While we were doing this, we also had, like I said, it's not always success. Sometimes you also learn. We were doing a HMO in Stoke. So this was an 8-bed HMO. It was an 8-bed, and it was a bit of complicated planning. The seller had tried to extend it, but didn't have planning. So it was there on the market for a year. It was strategy implementation live, and we were taught about vendor finance. So I thought, I'm going to execute it. Let me see if it works. And it worked. The asking price was £210,000. We negotiated for £190,000. And the seller said, I need £1,500 per month for over 12 months. So it worked for us. So we said, fine, we'll do it. Because the plan was to refurb, refinance, and then pay the vendor while we get the property. So vendor finance deal was agreed. Legal papers were ready for exchange. But then Billy, my mentor, came to Stoke. We walked across the property. Within 50 minutes, he said, you sure about this one? So the exit plans for this property was not very ideal. This is what I learned. I'm not going to go into very much detail of this property, but the deal was not stacking up, and it fell through. Fortunately or unfortunately, the planning permission which we had applied, it was rejected. So I lost about £2,500 on this particular deal, but saved thousands of pounds and huge pain. So lessons learned. This is our HMO, second HMO. I named it Project Ramsden. It's a 4-bed mid-terrace property in Cumbria. It's a 3-story large property, the one with the pink windows. It was empty since a year. The valuation is about £100,000. It's a motivated seller, so we have negotiated it to £87,500 on the purchase price. It needs a back-to-brick refurb, and currently it's awaiting a 7-bed planning permission. We've got some challenges. I've shared with you guys this morning what challenges we are facing with this particular property's planning. Now, plan B, exit. If we do not get the planning permission, God forbid, the deal still stacks up as 6-bed HMO. So that's a win. The refurb cost, we have calculated to £110,000 with the GDV of £400,000. The estimated completion, if we start the works mid-October, would be February next year. I'm sorry, it should be 2024. The rental income is £600 per room per month, and the estimated net income of 25 grand. So with this property, we learned the strategy works, we know what's our niche, we just repeat and rinse what you know. So that's what we learned. That's the proof of concept we got. This is a future pipeline deal. It's a funny story, this one. Those of you with eagle eyes could pick that pink color window there, and this property is just right next to it. And I was with my architect about planning for the 7-bed HMO, and we learned that this estate agent was putting up the board, and we just put in our offer. He just let us in. We saw it, and the sale was agreed. Currently, the search is in progress. The purchase price we have agreed is £85,000. Planning is yet to be applied. I've not gone there yet. The refurb cost is £100,000 with a GDV of £400,000. The rental income is similar to Project Ramsden. It's £600 per room per month, and with estimated net income similar of £25,000. So summary of deals. So this is the summary of my deals. As you can see, I was looking at the GDV this morning. It's 1.23 million with the net cash flow of about 76,000 per year if everything goes as we planned. What's next for us? To continue to invest in ourselves, to scale our property portfolio. That's the aim of the game. Have a fulfilled life. This is the most important thing for me and my wife. We have got 2 small kids, and we want to feel in control of our time while we enjoy our careers. Like I said, key role as doctors, it's intensely rewarding and stimulating. Many people tell me, are you doing property because you want to help people? I said, already helping people. I'm already getting that kind of satisfaction. I don't need to do housing or property to help people. That's a side effect. That's a bonus I'm getting. So continue to work closely with the lovely PIN team. I want to be engaged with the PIN team, build our network, and then help others like me to be able to achieve what I have achieved so far. I'm also looking to work with other investors who share our vision and also would like to share our profits. So my top tips for this presentation: commitment. Like I said, nothing less than 100% commitment. You need to have courage to do mega deals. So like Dan always says, or Ben says, your 4 C's: your commitment, your courage, your capability, and your confidence. So you need to be there 100%. Mindset, that's my biggest takeaway. If you asked me 10 months ago about these mega deals, I would be just laughing at it. But today, I have got that mindset shift, and that's why I think this program is called Mastermind. Execution, I call it copy. We always say Simon says, so just do Simon says or Andy says. Network, can't stress the importance of attending all your networking events. Your network is your net worth. Find your niche early on. Don't be afraid to change. That's what we learned. We were thinking we'll do single lets, and then we change our niche quickly to multi-lets. We might change again if the financial market changes. Transferable skills. Each one of you in this room will have a set of transferable skills, guys. You need to utilize it. It could be anything. From Wealth Dynamics profile, I am a deal maker, someone in between Blaze and Tempo. But each one of you should know your own power and to be able to utilize it. And if you don't, then you leverage it. You leverage other people's time, you leverage other people's money, you leverage other people's experience. So this is my top tip. As a GP, I can't finish by not talking about health. Please do look after yourself. Your health is the most important asset you have got. Your family, and then comes your business. Last but not the least, this is for a long game. Be persistent. Just chase your dreams. And when you do that, enjoy the journey. I want to end with a quote about success. Success is not a destination. It's not about the deals that we do, the amount of money we make. Success is a journey and what we become in that journey. Thank you so much for being a part of the journey I'm sharing with you all, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Karthik. Well done, well done. Wow, wasn't that amazing? And, I think in particular, coming from a place of, having no property experience at all, having a pretty full-on job and kids, etc., it'd be very easy to find excuses why not to do things. But one of the things that Karthik mentioned was he absolutely committed. He turned up to all the workshops. He went on all the webinars. He did all the coaching. And he's been persistent. That's why he's got great results. And getting up to the point of, £75,000 of cash flow profit within the first year of properties purchased this year, once they're all finished, that's a pretty amazing result. I'm sure you would agree. And the other thing I would have picked up on was Karthik. I love the fact he talked about some of the deals where he'd wanted to do the deal, spent some money, and then he didn't do the deal. And sometimes it's the deals we don't do are as important as the ones we do. Because sometimes we make mistakes that can hold us up, it can stop us moving forward. And great to listen to your coaches and get that advice and the mentors to saying, are you really sure about this deal? And I think that's one of the powers of coaching, to not only help us move forward on the great deals, but also stop us doing the ones that maybe not such good deals. So let's hear it one more time for Karthik, please. Hey, it's Simon here. I do hope you enjoyed that last YouTube video, and I've got a recommendation for you. If you got value from that and you want to learn more, I've actually got a recording of a live training which I did a while ago, and I want to give you access to the recording. So if you click on the link below this video, you'll be able to go and register and pick a time that suits you to watch the recording of this live training, which will go much deeper than I've had time to do in this YouTube video. I know it's going to help you become a more successful investor. So click on the link below, register the time that works for you, and enjoy the recording of the live training. Invest with knowledge, invest with skill. See you in the next video.